We're looking at celebrities who chose to pursue their goals above their education, or who were forced to drop out of school due to adversity. However, it appears that everything worked out for the best in their instance. Here are the top 10 celebrities who never graduated high school. Robert Downey Jr. This performer, whose charming presence has shattered our hearts in films like Less Than Zero and busted our guts in flicks like Tropic Thunder, never made it to his graduation. Around the age of 16, this child actor and Robert Downey Seasons dropped out of Santa Monica High School and returned to New York City to pursue acting. In his post-academic acting career, 1985 proved to be a watershed year, with performances in films like Tough Turf and Weird Science anticipating the brilliance we've come to anticipate from Downey Jr. Nicolas Cage. With his award-winning performance in Leaving Las Vegas, as well as appearances in smash hits like The Rock and National Treasure, Cage has proven that he can hold his own without using his famous family name. However, few people know that at the age of 16, Nicolas Coppola, obsessed with James Dean and dreams of acting, dropped out of Beverly Hills High School. He changed his last name to Cage early in his career, and he soon landed a minor role in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Quentin Tarantino. Tarantino's cinematic background was not learned in school. He dropped out of Narbonne High School somewhere after the 9th grade and wanted to pursue a more hands-on approach to his film education. Before making it big, he attended a few acting classes, performed in community theater, worked as an usher at an adult movie theater, and worked at a video store. Robert De Niro. Yes, we're referring to him. Although he is now widely regarded as one of the best performers alive, with parts in films such as Raging Bull, Taxi Driver, and The Godfather 2, to mention a few, De Niro's beginnings were modest. A child of divorced parents, he drifted from school to school in his youth, but even at a young age displayed his aptitude for acting. Bobby D dropped out of high school before turning 17, and went to the Stella Adler Conservatory and Lee Strasberg's Actors Studio to study acting. After that, the rest is history. Tom Cruise. Can you imagine this successful actor sitting next to you in a confessional? Cruise, who grew up in near poverty in an abusive environment and attended over a dozen different schools during his childhood, experienced something similar. Although he enjoyed sports like floor hockey and football, his true ambition was to become a Catholic priest, and he even went to a seminary to study for it. By his mid-teens, however, this dyslexic student had abandoned academics entirely in order to pursue performing in New York City. His debut role was in the 1981 picture Endless Love, and it was only a few years later that he became a star with films like Risky Business and Top Gun. Jim Carrey. Imagine having this stand-up comedian in your classroom. Carrey was, after all, a class clown, who used to get consecutive A's in school. With the advent of hard times, Carrey, then 15, was forced to drop out of high school and work as a janitor to help support his family. It wasn't until later that he decided to try humor, and aren't we glad he did? As a result of this decision, comedic classics like Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura were born, as well as more serious works like The Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Hilary Swank. Swank was a busy young woman. She didn't have much time for anything else between school, community theater activities, gymnastics, the Junior Olympics, and the Washington State swimming finals. Swank, however, moved to Los Angeles with her mother after her parents divorced to pursue acting. Despite her initial enrollment at South Pasadena High School, she eventually left due to a sense of loneliness among her peers. She's unlikely to be remorseful about her decision. She's won 2 Academy Awards since her first big part in The Next Karate Kid. Nicole Kidman. When her mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, Kidman, then 17, dropped out of high school to work as a massage therapist to help support her family. Soon after, inspired by Margaret Hamilton's depiction of the Wicked Witch of the West in The Wizard of Oz, she decided to pursue a career in acting and returned to school to further her education. Despite her modest nature, she went on to star in an Australian adaptation of the film Bush Christmas, while her breakthrough part in Dead Come a few years later earned her international renown. Richard Branson. Isn't it true that any billionaire has amassed his wealth through years of rigorous education? Maybe not, though. This impoverished student, who had dyslexia and thus had terrible marks, eventually dropped out to start his own magazine at the age of 16, then a mail-order record business at the age of 20, and eventually a Virgin Records chain of record stores. Today, he is the proud founder and face of Virgin Group, a multinational with over 400 firms and one of the top 10 wealthiest persons in the United Kingdom, fulfilling the schoolmaster's forecast that he would either end up in prison or become a millionaire. Diana, Princess of Wales. You're not a high honors graduate, just because you're a princess. Diana Spencer, the Princess of Wales, was not a particularly bright student at Westheath Girls' School. In fact, she managed to fail all of her O-level exams, which are a set of assessments given to high school pupils in England to determine their academic competence, twice. Despite enrolling in a finishing school in Switzerland, she never completed her studies. Instead, the 19-year-old became engaged to Prince Charles and married him soon after, utilizing her newfound celebrity to champion humanitarian causes. How about you? If you were to choose between education and being a celebrity, which one would you choose? Please tell us in the comments section below. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more interesting facts about your favorite celebrities.
Thanks for watching.